called tariffs he wants to impose on nations that trade with the U.S. He kind of bumped all over the place, announced some for different countries, the European Union, Japan, Taiwan, but didn't actually get to Canada, but did say there's going to be a 10% baseline tariff for all nations that trade with the U.S. So it'll be at least 10%, and did confirm a 25% tariff for autos. So let's bring into a conversation Amanda Lang of BNN Bloomberg. Barry Schwartz joins us as well. He is the CIO portfolio manager, Baskin Wealth. So a little bit of clarity still needed, but your initial reaction, is it relief or you're not there yet?
I'm not there yet. And in fact, I'm not even counting on the 10% because Canada wasn't on the board. Neither was Mexico that I could see. And let's just be clear that the numbers he's talking about when he puts up, a 90% tariff by Vietnam, this is made up. Mm-hmm. This is just not based on any kind of fact that you can understand in trading terms. And so they'll do whatever they want and the world will have to respond. I'm looking at the futures markets sliding. Some specific stocks like Apple, last I saw it was down almost 5%. Obviously, these are futures. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But this is not going to reassure because how this gets applied is still a long way from being clear.
OK, and they're supposed to kick in at midnight, according to Donald Trump. And Barry, again, we don't have that bottom sort of number that is going to be applied to Canada. And Trump's saying it's going to be monetary and non-monetary things that we're taking into account sort of the hurts we've suffered as a nation to retaliate. What's your take so far?
I need a stiff drink, but unfortunately I won't be able to buy any American bourbon. So I'll have to focus on something else. Here's the thing. Howard Lutnick is going to be a very busy guy tonight or tomorrow. He's going to be fielding calls from every single country because no one understands what's going on here. We're not sure if it's reciprocal on what goods, how much it's going to be, how long it's going to be enforced for. It's chaos, absolute chaos. And then you're seeing that reflected in the stock market. But we've already taken a big hit on the markets. Mm-hmm. Many U.S. stocks are down 15, 20% from their all-time highs. Markets have suffered. So I'm thinking, let's not learn from the futures because we can't learn anything. Let's see how the news filters in. Trump usually comes out as the bad guy, and then Howard Lutnick cleans up later. So I'm hopeful that tomorrow will be a little better than what the futures are showing.
You make a good point, and I want to ask Amanda about that. Is some of that already baked in because of the roller coaster ride we've been in?
I don't think that anything's baked in the sense that we don't have any of the numbers. And in that same category, we don't know how to respond. So our government will have a plan. When the pandemic struck, they put a plan in place that responded to the harms that they could foresee. In this case, we don't know the harms. And so even in terms of specific industries, we don't understand what they mean by these non-monetary, if they're actually going after VAT taxes or in our case, the GST, HST. How our government actually helps Canadians and Canadian businesses cannot possibly be sorted out until we get more details. So, yes, on the phone with Howard Lutnick and others in that administration. And I think we're going to, unfortunately, be living with this cloud of uncertainty for a little bit longer and not drinking bourbon.
20 seconds or less. Do you agree that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs over the next?
It's not going to be pretty going forward, but let's be calm and see how it plays out. Don't do anything to your portfolio tomorrow.
Don't do anything to your portfolio. OK, hold still. Sometimes we get details right after he signs the executive order and those details come out. But we know it's going to be a 10% minimum, 25% for autos and more to come. For a continued reaction to the tariff announcement, you can go to bnnbloomberg.ca to watch